Who is that, Mr. Das?
That is Rudyard Kipling. He's a very famous author.
What did he write?
You've seen The Jungle Book, Anish. It was originally a short story written by Rudyard Kipling.
Cool.
Let's move ahead. We've got lots more to see on this school trip.
What statue is this? I think I should just switch on my gizmo gadget.
Hello, I am Ashvaghosha. I'm a poet from the Kushan dynasty.
The Kushanas. They were the earliest rulers to issue gold coins, right?
Yes, the Kushanas had a famous ruler called Kanishka. He ruled some 1900 years ago.
That's a long time ago. Why was he so famous?
Kanishka helped in the spread of Buddhism. He organized a Buddhist council where scholars met and discussed important matters.
Did you attend the council?
I did. In fact, I am well known for composing the Buddha Charita, a story about Buddha's life.
I have heard about the Buddha who attained enlightenment under the peepal tree.
Indeed he did. During Kanishka's rule, a new form of Buddhism called Mahayana Buddhism developed.
Is there any other form?
Yes, there is. The older form of Buddhism is called Theravada Buddhism. It worshipped Buddha by symbols like the peepal tree.
So what did Mahayana Buddhism believe?
It believed in worshipping the statue of the Buddha. But there was also a new belief in bodhisattvas.
Who are bodhisattvas?
The bodhisattvas are those who have attained enlightenment. Once they were enlightened, they could choose to meditate in isolation.
How is that new?
Because the bodhisattvas instead chose to stay in society and help people. They served as a medium between the Buddha and his followers. Buddhism became so important that caves were hollowed out of hills in western and southern India, and Buddhist monks would stay there.
You mean the monks stayed there alone in order to meditate?
Yes, but sometimes other people would stop there to rest. These people included traders traveling through passes in the Western Ghats.
So Buddhist monks must have met some interesting people?
I am glad you asked that question. Did you know that pilgrims often traveled with traders?
But pilgrims go on religious journeys. Why would they travel with traders?
Traders went to distant lands, either by ships or caravans. So pilgrims went with them to see famous Buddhist monasteries.
So it was more convenient for pilgrims to travel with traders. Where did pilgrims travel from?
There were some famous pilgrims who came all the way from China, and each pilgrim made an account of his journey.
Cool! What did they write in their accounts?
They wrote about the dangers they encountered in their journeys and the countries they visited. Plus, a pilgrim often carried many books home with him.
Sounds to me like there weren't any libraries at that time.
You'd be surprised to know that there was a monastery that served as a center of learning.
No way!
Yes, it was at Nalanda in Bihar, and many people went there to settle any doubts they had.
You mean people went to the monastery to find answer to their questions?
Exactly. But the monastery had a strict gatekeeper. You would be allowed inside only if you could answer his difficult questions.
How do you know so much, Ashvaghosha?
I have read a lot. I'm sure you did not know that Xian, one of the pilgrims, came here 1600 years ago.
Oh, and this is before we had international airports.
He decided to return to China and set out from the Bay of Bengal, but his ship was caught in a storm for 13 days. To prevent the ship from sinking, people had to throw their belongings into the sea. But Xian kept all the books and the statues of Buddha he had collected.
Xian must have been very happy. Were there any other pilgrims?
There was Xuan Zang. He came here 1400 years ago.
Did he collect something as well?
He collected gold, silver, and sandalwood statues of the Buddha, but he also carried 600 manuscripts on horseback to China.
600?
But he also lost 50 manuscripts when the boat he used to cross the Indus River capsized. As you can see, pilgrims had to encounter a lot of difficulties, but you need to be alert to cross all these obstacles.
I am sure you must be a very alert person.
You will learn to be alert too. Right now, my alertness is telling me to return to the shade of my gulmohar tree. It is too hot out here.
And right now, my alertness is telling me to find Mr. Das and all my classmates. Else, I'm sure I will miss out on a yummy lunch.